Hey everyone, this might be my first uploaded video, so please bear with me. I'd like to show you a pair of genuine Nissan rocker covers for 2002 Nissan Maxima. I decided to get OEM replacements, as you can see, made in the United States, part number 1326447Y000. The aftermarkets I have on the car started leaking fairly quickly. They've been installed for about 2 years, but it started leaking even before that. I think maybe less than a year actually it started leaking. So they just come wrapped in some styrofoam, I guess, wrapping. And just put that out of the way. And as you can see, the first thing I notice, the included PCV valve, which is good because this replacement is $25 or about. There's some torque spec numbers here and this printed marking and this marking. The other thing I noticed immediately was there were no Nissan branding anywhere on the cover. Nowhere. That threw me off a little bit because you would think genuine Nissan would put their branding somewhere to indicate that it's a OEM part. I installed this seal. It's actually this part number. This is made in Japan, and this is the one for the other cover, made in Japan also. But it holds fairly tightly. I guess because it has these tiny bumps on them. So when you go to install it, it doesn't fall out. It's pretty tight, and it seems well made too. The cover, even though it seems well made, there's a couple of things I'm not too happy with. Like there's a piece of plastic or something sticking out there. I'll probably just cut that off. It shouldn't hurt the performance any. But the bolt holes or around them, as you can see, it's not quite smooth. It's rough. That's not going to hurt the performance, but you would think, again, genuine Nissan or a genuine part OEM would be better made. Now that's just probably manufacturing, but expected a little bit better, especially when you're paying triple the price compared to aftermarket. Now the rubber that surrounds the spark plug holes are pretty tight. They are a little bit soft. The top side is all plastic, and yeah, this is the one that fits at the back. So if you're standing in front of the car, this would be at the back of the car. So let's look at the other ones. Again, I opened these. Take a look myself before I did the video. As you can see, for some reason I think this one seems better made than the other one. Maybe it's because the less chambers and less ports. But again, this is a little bit smoother compared to the other one, but still rough. It shouldn't hurt the performance of it any, because the seal actually goes into the groove and it should hold just fine. So yeah, I also got replacement plugs. These are NGKs. iridium spark plugs. I figured you're doing the job, might as well replace them because it's right there. The car actually comes with platinum plugs, but NGK, from what I know, it's an original equipment manufacturer for Nissan. The car actually had NGK platinum plugs, but I decided I will switch out to iridiums. Just better quality, longer lasting. So we'll see how that goes. And I also got the plenum gasket adapter. That's a part number. This is made in Japan. I also have Primitex. Now I'm not going to be doing this installation myself. I'm going to have my mechanic do it for me. But yeah, this I also got. I figured I needed the PCV valve. Didn't think they included it, but they actually include it in the cover itself. But this is the part number. This is made in Japan also. I've seen recommendations for OEM PCV valve and the aftermarket. Actually, I had 2 aftermarket PCV valve installed, and for some reason it makes a hissing noise. Not sure if that's because of the product itself or normal operation, but I don't remember that on the original. So I decided I'll get OEM also. One of the things I wanted to show everyone though is the bolt tightening sequence for the covers. Now this is from the maintenance manual. As you can see, there's a specific way and a specific torque spec in order to tighten the bolts. One of the things I also wanted to show you, which I think was very helpful, I found this in a maintenance manual. If you notice, they put gasket maker on the covers, on the corners, and only on the corners, and that's where actually it starts leaking. So I guess you put the seal in and then put the gasket maker on the seal. What I've noticed from other videos and installations and all that, they actually put it on the block, which I think makes sense. You put it on the block, make sure the block is clean. You don't want to sand the block in any way, but you want to make sure it's free of any old seal, dust, oils, that type of stuff, because you wanna basically have a secure installation. I found this in the maintenance manual, so I hope that helps anyone who decides to do this themselves. And the reason why I went with OEM this time, it's because the aftermarkets seemed well made. I would say that, but what I figured was it just might be the seals. So if you want to go OEM, I wouldn't recommend it, but just knowing from my experience, at least get the OEM seal. And both OEM seal, this one and this one, they were about $50, tax included. So at least get the OEM seal, so you have at least some assurance that these will work out just fine. Other than that, I hope the installation goes as planned. It shouldn't take too long. I think a typical rocker cover installation runs maybe an hour or so, depending on the mechanic, depending on the tools. So we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching.